What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the Blackmail TV. Today we're going to be reacting to Auntie Jenny's reaction video where she had a conversation with a whole bunch of people talking about traditional women are slaves. And we're going to get into that video right now. What is going on, Blackmail TV family? Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time you come into the channel, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos that's going to be coming out, guys. We're going to be reviewing the madness that's going on the social media, on the platforms, on the YouTube, basically everywhere, right? Dealing with men and women and the conflict that's going on, because I think there's a big conversation missing here, and that's to deal with the history and pointing out exactly where this delusion comes from, right? Because it's all good having the conversation, but guys, we need to be dealing more with the truth and more with the accountability of both men and women if we're trying to heal this. And if we're not trying to heal this, then people need to go their separate ways, because the Bible said two cannot walk together unless they be agreed. So if you're not agreed with them women, you shouldn't be walking with them. And if the women ain't agreed with the men, they shouldn't be walking with the men either. With that said, I'm going to share my screen. Let's get into the video. Oh, before I do that, guys, don't forget to support the channel, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, donate to the Cash App to support channels like this, because you don't know that YouTube is completely demonetizing our videos. YouTube is completely censoring our videos. I mean, heck, just look at the view count. But anyway, guys, support the network, support the media, support Mill Media. Let's get into it.
I don't know. To me, we live in a modern world, right? So people have very different views now, and women are far more independent than what they once were. But I suppose when it comes to, it's not about traditional this, that, and the other. It comes down to someone's morals and their values. And so,
hold on, this guy just said it's not about tradition. It's about people's morals and values. So let's go over here. And this is what I'm saying, man. It's like, it's very simple, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to just be having conversations about what's going on. Tradition. The definition of tradition is the transmission of customs and beliefs from one generation to another, or the fact of it being passed on, right? Okay. The transmission of customs and beliefs, right? That's tradition. So let's see what he's saying. All right, the screen seems to have frozen for a second. Let's do this again. Let's take it out. Let's
what you do in your past and your single life is up to you. But I believe that once you meet that individual, that is where you begin to show your true morals in what you believe in and how you wish to treat someone and be with someone, and the respect you have for that individual and how you wish to raise a family, etc. So what you do in your single life is up to you. When you meet that individual, then things change, and that's how you should act accordingly.
So do you want her to have modern values or traditional values?
It's not about, I don't think it's about that. Like, you live in a modern world, you have to live in the 21st century now. Things have changed, but when it comes to your...
Now you see how these slick brothers try to talk. Yeah, he's talking like a woman. He's already talking effeminate. She asked him a straight question: do you want your women to have traditional values, or do you want your women to have modern values? And he said it's not about that. How does that make any sense? When you just said it's about your rules, morals, and what you do when you meet the person. So she asked you the follow-up question, and then you proceeded to deny the question. And basically what you're saying is you want a modern woman. So you're a traditional man, but you want a woman with modern values. That's what he's actually saying. Making no sense. Well, all right, let's get into it.
Or your morals, like, I'd like to think I try to be an old school gentleman as much as I can. Like, I will open your car door for you to get in and out that car. I'll get out that car to open the car door and let you in it, and I'll open the restaurant door. I'll pull out your chair. I'll put your coat on. I'll take your coat off for you. So I'm not doing that for any nook and cranny.
No, it just sounds like it just sounds to me that you're a traditional man that is just going to have a modern woman.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Because when you speak, yeah,
it's twisted and turning.
Like,
see, I told you, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, what are you saying, bro? 1 minute you're a traditional man, but you're a traditional man who says they want a modern woman.
You are really dumb, for real.
All right, let's see what they say.
Because for myself, you sound so traditional.
And then you be like, actually, she could do what she wants. I'm like, what? No, you lost me.
Because I don't agree with keeping a woman locked up indoors to look after the kids and cook dinner and get home.
But who says that happens?
Because that's traditional. That is tradition.
Okay, you see, and this is the fallacy. So he's bought into the same BS nonsense, right? Because a woman cooking and cleaning and taking care of her household, that's slavery. Well, I wonder where he got that from. Let's do this. Let me add this into the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Where did he get that from? Yeah. Let's go back to Betty Friedan, the feminine mystique, right? Betty Friedan's famous phrase, "the problem that has no name," often quoted to describe the condition of women in society, actually referred to a plight of a select group of college-educated, middle-class and upper-class married white women. I just want you guys to penetrate what's really going on here. So in his mind, women, traditional values of a woman, cooking, cleaning, looking after her children, rearing her children, taking care of the household, taking care of her husband, and making sure that her family go into the next generation fully capable and fully able to be functioning members of society and productive members of society, that's slavery. I wonder where he gets that from. Let's see. Betty Friedan's famous phrase. Betty Friedan was the woman that wrote The Feminine Mystique and was really the large book that actually pushed and kicked the second wave of feminism, which is still what's being promoted today. I know they try to say third and fourth wave, but that's nonsense. It's still the second wave feminism, right? And she pushed, what did she push? I'm going to highlight it right here. Housewives bored with leisure. Housewives bored with leisure at home. Hold on a second. Which housewives? Who's she talking about? Actually referred to, Betty Friedan's book actually referred to the plight of a select group of college-educated, middle and upper-class married white women. So what about lower class, working class white women? What about black women? What about all the other groups of women that don't fall into this particular set group of category? She's saying that these particular group of women were housewives bored with leisure, meaning they didn't work, right? They were bored with leisure. They were bored with the home. They were bored with their children. They were bored with buying products, and who wanted more out of life. That's what she said. Betty Friedan also quoted, and we quote, we can no longer ignore that voice within women that says, I want something more than my husband. And this is why I say that the feminist movement is satanic, because God said the order is God, Christ, man, woman. And he also says in the scriptures that a woman's desire is going to be unto her husband, and a man's desire is going to be what? Unto God. Now, so what she's saying here is that I want something more than my husband. Sound like Eve, right? Sound like Eve, right? And I want something more than my husband and my children and my household. And the more that she was refining to or defining as was career. So do you see where this ideology comes from? Let's go back and see what he says. Apologies.
No,
Yes, it is.
not.
Yes, it is.
That is not.
Apologies. The internet is just doing some madness right now. I don't know what's going on. Every time I'm trying to stream, the Matrix attacking, boy. But let's get it in, and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. Support the channel, guys.
All right, listen,
That's slavery.
Listen, I lived with my grandmother for 4.5 years, mate, yeah? And all she cares about is looking after her man, and she ironed my socks, my underwear, my pillowcases. Like, she wanted to look after her man by ironing and cooking and cleaning. I don't agree with having that.
She wasn't forced.
Who made her do it?
But that was
She weren't
tradition.
forced, but it was
But who?
But you see what he said there? He said his grandmother, he lived with his grandmother for 4 years. And then he said that was slavery because she was cooking and cleaning and making sure that what? You were raised right. Making sure that you had clean clothes. Making sure that you look presentable as a functioning member of society. Making sure that you didn't look like some bum-ass youth that was rolling up on the street. Like, I don't understand. What is this guy actually talking about? What is he actually saying? Like, yo, this dude is nuts. Let's get it in.
Circus, Afro circus, Afro, polka dot, Afro.
These brothers are in clown world. Let's see. Let's go. So I'm saying, I apologize, people. I apologize. It's just having a madness right now. I'm not gonna stop though. I'm not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop.
It's not.
That's what your
She
nan
was
thought was
tradition.
tradition.
That's what the women back in the day were. Love to do, and that's almost what that was like their mentalities. I don't want that. I want my girl to be out there starting her own business and being X, Y, and Z, being a CEO of this, being a CEO. What? Hang on, because I want her to.
This guy's talking fraff. He's trying to get some pum pum. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get some pum pum off one of the girls off the panel, right? Because you don't know, whenever a man's talking about, I want my woman to be a CEO, to be this, that, and the other. I'm like, what's he talking about, bruh? Nah, fail. Absolute fail. And this is the type of men that support and uphold the foolishness of the ideology or the communist ideology of the feminazis. Let's go.
To be independent, look after herself. I don't want her to rely on me for her money and gas her up. She should have her own confidence and look after herself and come home to me and be like, fuck, you know, you never guess what I did today. I smashed this. Yes, that's what I want. But when it comes to, like, when we decide to have babies and have children, she looks after them babies. I wouldn't want anybody else in this world to look after our children apart from the mother. But if she wants to go back to work or run her business from home, absolutely she can do that. Like, I don't agree with them traditions of staying at home and being a stay-at-home mum and all that bullshit. And
You're gonna get problems, bro.
What is your opinion?
You know what? This brother doesn't know anything, man. Like, where's Master Yoda, man? Pull out the Master Yoda, man. Where is he at?
Much to learn, you still have.
He's got much to learn, this guy. What is he talking about? It's been 2 minutes into the film and he's already talking pants, bro. Like, what is going on with these type of guys?
Nah, bro.
What do you think that stay-at-home mothers do? What?
Come on, Auntie Jenny, get
What's
in.
your opinion of a stay-at-home mothers? Because you got them down like
Slavery.
slaves, like maids.
Not at all.
No, just let me explain something to you,
about
right?
tradition. That's what old school tradition is.
No. I know most traditional housewives.
Yeah.
They've got a side hustle.
Facts.
Today. They
Today?
did it. They
No,
didn't.
no.
No, they didn't.
No,
back in
let
the
me
day.
explain to you. Right? My grandmother died a few years ago, 100 and odd years old.
God rest her.
She always had a side hustle.
Okay.
She was married for years.
She's 1 in a million then.
She always had a side hustle.
She's 1 in a million.
And all the women in my family who were housewives always have a side hustle.
Auntie, they're 1 in a million.
Hang on a minute. My brother is married. My brother is 40.
Yeah.
He's married.
Yeah.
His wife has a side hustle.
Okay.
She goes to work and they both share.
Yeah.
So you're.
But let's not be naive in the fact of thinking that traditional women back in the day were stay-at-home wives. Let's not be naive.
No, what I'm trying to say is that just because you stay at home, it don't mean that.
And exactly that. So I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is, you're saying about traditional values and modern. Traditional values say that an old school woman, bar the exception, were stay-at-home mums that cooked and cleaned and looked after the kids. They didn't go to work and earn sign money.
Again, you see this feminist lie? Let's pull it back up again. Because brothers right here don't read history. And because you don't want to read history, you're doomed to repeat it. And if you don't read history, then you can be bamboozled, you can be brainwashed, you can be hoodwinked, you can be shammed into believing this false ideology. Let me read it again for all those that don't understand. Let's bury this and burn this into our mind, yeah? Betty Friedan, the author of The Feminine Mystique, the second wave of feminism, wrote in her book, the problem. Let me just highlight it here so you guys can see where I'm reading. Yeah? The problem that has no name, feminism, often quoted to describe the condition of women in this society, meaning the Western society, actually refer to the plight of a select group of college-educated middle and upper-class women. First of all, they say women couldn't read back then. Women weren't allowed to be educated. So where did she get this information from? Betty Friedan herself says she went to a group of college-educated middle-class and upper-class women. Which type of women? Was it any type of women? Was it black, just all white women? Was it just all black women? No, there's a class system in place. And this is the part of the conversation that we're having on these platforms. It's a class system. The class system hasn't gone anywhere. It's still very much in place. Who does she speak to? Middle and upper class married white women. Middle and upper class married white women. Not working class white women, like the majority of women are. Not black women, like the majority of women, and working class black women, like the majority of women are. She went to middle class white women. These middle class, upper class white women were housewives bored with leisure. They were bored with leisure, meaning they didn't work. So who was in their house cooking and cleaning? Who was looking after their children? Who was doing all those domesticated jobs if these women in these class system were not doing any of that? A bit of critical thinking here, gentlemen. A bit of critical thinking. But let's keep going on. Let's see what other fallacy this guy's going to have to say.
I know.
They-
So hang on a minute.
They relied on their
But hang
man
on a
to bring
minute.
their money in.
So you're trying. What you don't understand is that the women that stayed at home and cooked and cleaned,
Yeah.
right? Most of them.
Did not have a
They
side
have not
hustle,
side
correct?
hustles.
They did not.
You're trying to tell me that all those people back in the day, they never grew their own vegetables, they never baked their own bread.
For
they never
themselves.
do-
For themselves.
That is a side hustle.
No,
that brings
Auntie,
in.
that's not a side hustle. No, Auntie, that's not a side hustle.
You can't say that's
No,
a side
Auntie.
hustle.
You serious?
Auntie.
Yes, Auntie.
You serious?
That's not a side hustle.
Do you know
That's not a
something,
side
right? Use lot will be surprised at what a side hustle is.
Okay,
Do
define
you
it for me.
understand?
What you mean?
A
then?
side hustle is anything
That what you're going
which
to say add
helps
value
now
to your,
anything
your household.
that brings money into the household.
Okay, let's see if Auntie Jenny's right. Big shout out to Auntie Jenny. She's telling truth that women had a side hustle back in the day. What's he talking about? You see what I'm saying? When you're talking to an older woman who's actually been in around that time, you see what I'm saying? Or maybe just born after that time. So she grew up seeing her elders there doing those things. So let's see what a side hustle is, because clearly everyone's got a smartphone, but no one's trying to use their small and be smart. I don't get it. Let's see. Define side hustle. It's a slang. What does it mean? What does a side hustle mean? A side job, formerly called a side hustle or a gig, is an additional job that a person takes on in addition to their primary job in order to supplement their income. A side hustle, work performed for income supplementary to one's primary job. So if the male aspect of the family, the father figure or the husband, was the primary income earner, then the woman, not only was she looking after the household and nurturing, which is her primary role, her side hustle to her primary role was what? Bringing in extra money. I guess Auntie Jenny's right again, right? That's a win for Auntie Jenny, right? And that's an L for this guy. It's like, bro, you got much to learn, bro.
Much to learn. You still have.
All right, let's get back in it.
Anything that stops
Spending.
money going out of the household. Me personally,
okay, I
right?
know what you're saying then, but-
I do apologize, guys.
I say
do
it.
What a
apologize.
definition.
I'm not quite sure what is going on here with the recording and the internet. But guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, support the channel, guys, so I can get better equipment and bring you guys better reaction and stop having this madness with the friggin' internet and what's going on. All right, so guys, support the channel.
I stay at
change
home
that, but-
and I bake cakes.
Yeah.
I cater for parties.
Yeah.
I grow my own vegetables.
Yeah.
Right? To me,
Okay, but a modern definition of a side hustle would counter that and say that a modern definition of a side hustle is bringing in money. And so you're having a secondary income from a woman who stays at home and
you're
looks after
talking
the
about a
kids.
modern definition. I'm telling
Exactly.
you what tradition is.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
But an old
so
tradition.
your view of
Yeah.
what tradition is, like stay
That's
at
what it
home,
was.
cooking, cleaning, this,
That's not a
that,
side
whatever.
hustle.
No, what I'm trying to say to you,
That's a
there
hobby.
is more
Yeah.
to it than that.
Of course.
There is more
but
to
it's
it
not
than
a
that.
side hustle. So
Yeah,
I
I'd say
believe
it's
in
a
a
hobby.
woman that has old school traditions in the fact
How
that
many old people out there knitted scarves and stuff like that? And
most of them.
No, most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I love
Family.
a modern woman today who's got a modern values that wants to work hard, work her own job, have her own company, start her own business, become a CEO of X, Y, Z.
Who's gonna
earn
look
her-
after the kids,
earn
bro?
her own money. But when it comes to having the babies and whatnot, I wouldn't want
already
anyone else
said.
in the
Well,
world.
so-
I've already said.
You see how he just contradicted himself. So if she's a boss babe going out there doing all this, earning a CEO, being a boss babe, earning the money, doing her thing, and then he says when it comes to having children, then these women don't want to have children. Number one, because that means they're giving up their career. Do you not? This is how you know he's not serious. Yeah, because as we just read in the previous article, right? Betty Friedan said that these women were bored with being housewives. They were bored with being looking after their children, taking care of their home. They were bored with just buying products. They wanted more out of life. And the more out of life was having a career, working for somebody else, rather than working for your husband, or rather than working for your family, but working for somebody else. That sounds like a slave mentality to me. Yeah, you're just propping people up to get into the workforce. That benefits the employer and the rich elite who actually own all the businesses at that point. So, but the interesting thing that you need to notice, right, is that he's calling it slavery. Betty Friedan and the feminist movement, and the second wave feminist movement, he said Betty Friedan did not discuss who will be called in to take care of the children. And that brother over there, what did he just say? Who's going to take care of the children? She never discussed that in her book. Who's going to take care of the children and maintain their home if more women like her were freed from their house and labor and were given equal access to white men's professions? Because they weren't trying to work in black men's professions, were they? Because black men at the time of the 1950s were still dealing with what? Segregation, Jim Crow, and that includes black women. So who's she speaking about? Betty Friedan did not speak about the needs of women without men. She did not speak of the needs of women without men, without children, or without home. She ignored the existence of all non-white women and poor white women. That's what she did. She did not tell her readers whether it was more fulfilling to be a maid or a babysitter or a factory worker or a clerk or a prostitute than to be a leisure class housewife. Again, y'all need to pay attention about who's writing this. Y'all need to pay attention about who's promoting this. Y'all need to understand that there's a different class system that was introduced. And a lot of these women are just falling hood, line and sinker for this brainwashing because they haven't actually taken the time to do the research to see what's actually going on here. Somebody please show me where middle class and upper class white women who have the ability to have a leisured lifestyle, who was taking care of their actual home and doing the actual work. This guy, man, it's like, yo, he just needs to shut up, man.
Shut up, Meg.
Just get it in. Shout out to auntyjenny. You know what? We always say that the women are in a delusion, but I'm telling you, this brother's having a...
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, and I make mental health education videos. A delusion is a fixed false belief, and despite evidence that goes against what you believe, you still believe it.
And they say, do you know what?
Hang on, I know girls that have had
And
children and got their own company and have babies that work at home from a
Times are
laptop.
changing. Times are changing.
Like, come on.
So a traditional woman can stay at home and work at home?
Of course,
Yeah.
100%.
She's got-
100%.
because she's got traditional
It's called the
values.
internet. The internet allows you to do. That's a
traditional
modern
values.
woman. That's a
No,
modern
it's not.
woman.
It's a modern woman with traditional
It's a modern
values,
woman
bro.
with traditional
That's
values.
what it is.
That's
It's
a
the
modern
fact
woman.
that she's got her own job and she's got her own business. She might be an influencer. She might have X, Y, this, that.
So you're gonna get problems, man.
But she's at home. She's raising my kids. I don't want anybody
You
else. I
can.
don't want a nanny. I don't want X, Y, and Z. I want them to be at home with the woman I've chosen to spend the rest.
Hold on. Isn't that misogynistic?
Silence, you funny fool.
Isn't that misogynistic? You said, I wanted to be a boss, babe, a CEO, or go-getter to make all the money. But then when they have kids, I need her to stay at home to look after the kids because I don't want no one to look after my kids. This brother's living in the clown world.
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
All right, let's get it in. Let's get in.
My life with, please God.
Well, you
She's
do-
had children who is
you
raising.
do-
Glad you said praise God. I'll be saying a prayer for you too.
Well,
Absolutely.
you do realize, yeah,
Who
the
look
way
after
you're
my children?
the way you're listening to women is with the qualities that a woman lists for a man.
Yeah.
But
You
in
realise
the
that?
modern world,
He wants
No,
a boss
that's what it
bitch.
is.
You want a boss bitch, but the problem
Correct.
is when
She
you
needs
get
to stand on her own
have a boss
no,
bitch
you
with
can.
traditional values,
No.
Yes, you can.
no?
Can
you not have a boss bitch with traditional
it goes
values?
completely against what being a boss bitch is.
No, it doesn't.
See,
What?
it does. I'm telling
No,
you
it doesn't.
something. I'm telling you something.
Oh, listen, but
No,
go on.
because you're gonna bang your head against what there is. You're gonna meet women that can give you this,
Yeah.
but you're gonna want them to submit.
to what?
No, because in order for her to go back into a position.
Yo, he said submit to what? Did you not hear what this guy's talking about? This guy just said that he wants a woman to be a boss babe, to be a go-getter, to make all that money. And then when he's ready to have children with her, that she needs to stop doing all that and have children, take care of the children. This is what I'm saying, that these effeminate men aren't even thinking about what they're talking about. And it's these types of men that uphold the foolish, undefensible ideology of feminism, these feminazis. What are you talking about, bro? Don't you understand that the whole message is that they don't need no man?
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have.
Yo, these guys are done. Let's get it in, man.
Where she's going to be a housewife and what you want, she has to have
Why is
that.
she a housewife?
Because, bro,
You want her to look after
how
her
you
kids?
want her to be a CEO flying out and then you want...
I wouldn't get a woman. I said that earlier. You asked me, Auntie, what the five thing. I wouldn't get a woman who wasn't maternal.
No.
Just because she runs her own business, it doesn't mean she
she's
doesn't
not
want to stay at
maternal.
home
No,
maternal,
no,
wanna
no,
raise
no,
her
no, no,
own
no, no, no,
children.
no, no,
I didn't say that.
no, no.
But that's what he's saying.
But what I'm trying to say to you is, yeah, you're making the description that women make for the type of man they want because they want a man to go out there to earn, to be a high flyer, the rest of it, yeah? All you really needed for you to say was, you know what, I want my wife to be loyal, maternal, give me peace, whatever, do whatever.
That's standard.
And, yeah, but then if you
didn't
want...
say that. To me, it sounded like you were describing your perfect man.
Yeah, I was like, right, that's what women say.
What?
But
From a
why
woman being independent?
can't a
When
woman?
you, now, hang on a minute.
But
When
why
you,
can't a
hang on,
woman
wait.
own one?
When you hear women talking about what they want their alpha man to have, he described an alpha man.
Describe the man, bro.
Okay.
What?
He
But why
described
can't-
that. No, just by going what you said.
Why do you want a woman who's just constantly relying on you? X, Y,
Bro,
and Z? That's-
what?
Oh my gosh.
Stop it. Get some help.
Wow. Yo, these guys are finished. They're finished. These are the guys that are around. These are the guys. These are the guys. Yo, these guys are finished, man. If you think like this dude, you're finished. You're finished. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God!
You're finished. Let's hear this, man. Because he's capping. I'll call cap straight.
Nobody said that.
No one said that. See,
Nobody said that.
So why am I describing an alpha male then?
Because you do an extreme. You do an extreme, right? If it's
a woman can have modern values, but traditional.
But why can't a woman stay at
morals.
home? Wait, hold on a second. Why can't a woman like what your nan did, for example, yeah? And she loved to do that. Why do you attach it to the fact that she was a slave or she didn't want to do it?
I didn't say that.
No. But when you talk about, oh yeah, I don't want a woman that's gonna have to stay at home.
You made it sound
like so bad, derogatory. But there's so many.
Hold on, he did say that because I said it to you. I said it all the way in the thing, right? Because I'm like, hold on, this guy saying that women are slaves, and then I went back to show you where he gets that ideology from, and this is why I say I call cap because this brother's talking out of his.
It's over 9,000!
Yo, like he's just trying for himself. You see what I'm saying? And this is the problem with these simp guys who are trying to play and placate to the woman. He's trying to smash that chick next to him. That chick must be one of the chicks in that room he likes, and he's trying to play to them. And this is the problem with you brothers that think like this and behave like this. You're not being in your masculine by trying to play and adhere to the women's ideology. The women they don't fancy you like that, bro. They don't fancy you. And you're just making life hard for yourself and other men.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Let's see how it's going to go on this hill. Let's get back into it. One second, the thing's just having a madness. Guys, don't forget to like the video, guys. Support the channel. The Cash App and PayPal is scrolling down below.
It's not bad, but women these days
That's not derogatory.
Let's go.
That is not derogatory.
No, women can. You keep missing the fact. Women can do what they want. But what do you want? Do you want a boss bitch that's going to run a CEO company, which is going to take her about 20 hours a day? Do you know how much it is to run a business?
Can't you have both?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Why can't you have
Because
both?
in reality, in life is not. You have to make life is about choices and trade-offs, right? We cannot have everything that we want. And anyone that's run a business knows that this is not 12 hours a day. It's actually about 18, 20 sometimes. And when you've got a woman that's running the CEO company, she's not going to be at home chilling. Do you know what it is? So if you want a woman to do that at the same time, you better sit at home and look after the kids.
I'll stay at home.
Can I just say,
My let me pause that for a second. He just got destroyed. This is what I'm saying, because you can't have it both ways. And this is the problem with this modern society and this feminist mindset. I can have everything. So you want a boss B, you see what I'm saying, who's going to make the money, do all these things, go outside, and then when you're not ready to have kids, she's just going to sit down and chill and then what, have kids. Or she's still going to be a boss babe, running a Fortune 500 company, you see what I'm saying, being a top CEO, and then still have time to raise the children. Bruh.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, let's get it in.
No, that's rubbish.
In this day and age,
Rubbish.
like, obviously back in the day, men could afford to just look
I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
after their women and look after everything, but obviously things have changed. It's a lot more expensive, and men nowadays, they want that, but can you really afford that lifestyle to look after the woman, look after everything, and really, and do you know what I mean, and the woman just stay at home and do nothing?
How much is
providing
how
for
much
anyone?
And let me stop right there. This is another logical fallacy of the argument, right? Oh, things have got more expensive. You don't realize that because women have added themselves into the workforce and are trying to do the same things as men, that what? The more supply and demand, the more workers you have, that means what? The less jobs you have. So you're competing for the same jobs, which means what? The employer is going to lower the wages because you have more workers. I don't need to pay the man that much, because back then, because there was men in the workforce, meaning they got paid significantly more to be able to look after the family. Once you brought women into the workforce, that split the wages, meaning men and women are both getting less money, but they're both getting taxed. So the tax doubled, but the wages decreased for men and women, and it's been decreasing ever since. Let's get back into it.
Does submission cost? How much does a man need to earn?
What I'm saying to you is, I don't expect a woman to just do that.
How much does a man need to earn for you? How much does a man need to earn
weird.
for you? How much? How much does a man need to earn a year for you?
More than me.
Listen,
That's
that's personal preference. You can't answer the question.
That is personal. I don't think.
It's not
Where in the country do you live? Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. She just said that in order for a woman to stay at home and do all these things, a man in the old days, a man had
how
to
much
bring in the
money is
money.
it?
More than me.
But what you fail to realize is that no matter how much money a man brings in, a real woman can manage it.
Yeah,
correct.
No,
Because back in the day, and it's not for the fact that, but it's not for the fact that
bills these day and age is just different.
like
It's so
makeup
different.
bills and eyelash bills and fingernail bills and high heel
but why
shoe
should we
bills and
manage?
things
No,
like
why
that.
should we
so how
manage?
much does a man need to earn?
Yo, this chick said, why should we manage? Why should we manage? This is the problem with Instagram lifestyle. They have completely unrealistic expectations of what is going on in the world right now and how much money is actually earned. She said, why should we manage? I don't know, because you can't afford to have that fancy lifestyle? What? And this is why 8% of consumer debt is owned by women. Why should we manage? Wow. Listen, ladies, you shouldn't be thinking like this. Fellas, if you're thinking like this, you have completely screwed yourself. That's a no.
No, God!
All right, let's get back in. Before we do that, guys, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like the video, support the channel, guys, support Male Media, support us on the social media, because you know they're just banning us left, right, and center up in here.
But that's dependent on the woman. Some women don't care. So you could earn 30 grand a year. Or you can earn 300 grand a year.
No, but what we're trying to say is that she must know that in order to stay home, like the lady said, in order to stay home, would she be willing to stay home if her man earned £20,000 a year?
That depends
But
on the woman,
that wouldn't cover the
So no.
Exactly.
So no.
That wouldn't
So
cover
how
the
much?
mortgage, so
Exactly,
no.
and that's what he's saying.
How much?
How much
How
would
much?
it take you to stay
How
at
can you
home?
answer that
Wait, to
question?
stay at home
Yeah.
and take care of your
Yeah,
kids
how
and
much?
to
How
feel
much? Yeah.
comfortable.
Yes, how much would it
How much
cost?
a
How
year?
much would it take?
You can't answer that question.
No, you can.
No, you can't.
Different.
60
Are
grand.
you asking for me or you're asking?
You can't. What? He said you can't answer that question. But the woman just said that because men and women, because life has got more expensive, women have to go to work. That's the argument. But again, I just showed you in the Feminine Mystique that the middle class and upper class women were bored of looking after their husbands, their household, being domesticated and taking care of the family. They were bored of it. They traded all of those things off for going to have a career. So it's not that women were forced into the workforce. Women were hoodwinked into the workforce and they willingly accepted and went into it. So now that the life has become more expensive, you're now trying to justify why you don't want to go to work, why you don't want to be a housewife. That's an erroneous argument. That doesn't even make any sense. What?
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, let's go back in.
I can't answer for. I
It
can't
depends
answer
on
for
your
women.
lifestyle and your
Correct,
bills.
exactly.
And everything.
See,
I'll
now
put
they're
that
running from the
chair,
argument.
I'll put your coat on. I'll take your coat off for you. So
Now they're running from the argument, right? Now they're running from the argument.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
All right, let's put it back in.
correct.
No,
Because
but-
back in the day,
no,
and it's
let's
not
be-
for the fact that,
No,
but
let's-
it's not for the fact that
bills these day and age is just different.
like
It's so
makeup
different.
bills
You
and
can't-
eyelash bills and fingernail
no,
bills
not
and
that.
high
Yeah,
heel
but
shoe
why should we
bills and
manage?
things
No,
like
why
that.
should we
So
manage?
how much does a man need to earn?
Just
I'm
more
telling
than,
you.
more
But
than
that's
me.
dependent on the
But
woman.
the
Some
thing
women
is,
don't care.
exactly.
So you could earn 30 grand a year, or you could earn 300 grand a year.
No, but what
That
we're trying to
doesn't
say is that she must know that in order to stay home, like the lady
has to
said,
earn
in
a
order to
certain
stay
amount.
home, would she be willing to stay home if her man earned £20,000 a year?
That depends
But that
on the woman,
wouldn't
auntie.
cover the
So no.
argument.
Exactly.
So no.
That wouldn't
So
cover
how
the
much?
mortgage, so
Exactly,
no.
and that's what he's saying.
How much?
How much
How
would
much?
it take you to stay
How
at
can you
home?
answer that
Wait, to
question?
stay at home
Yeah.
and take care.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yes, how much would it
How
cost?
much a
How
year?
much would it take?
You can't answer that question.
You can't.
No, you can.
No, you
It's
can't.
different.
60
Are
grand.
you asking for me
No,
or
you
you
can't.
asking? I can't
I'm
answer for. I
It
can't
depends
answer
on
for
your
women.
lifestyle and your
Correct,
bills.
thank
Exactly.
And
you.
everything.
Thank
How
you.
much?
Depends
For a
what I
figure.
want from life.
Okay, for a
if I just
figure.
want to feel
You can't
You
comfortable.
can.
No, you
For
can't.
you to
Where do
stay.
you live?
No,
London, London or Manchester? Newcastle,
Exactly.
Scotland.
London
Look,
is
look,
very
look.
expensive.
Look, okay, Brittany, for the life that you live in now, yeah, for you to stay at home, for you to have a child.
stupid question, I'm
no, it's
sorry.
not a stupid. It's a very because you guys said we're talking about men. Oh, we're talking about men. So I was like, okay, cool. In order for
Yo, these these guys are not serious, man. He's saying you can't answer the question. Well, so why are women talking about they want six-figure men, this, that, and the other? But they seem to be able to answer the question there, right? But all of a sudden now they can't answer the question when it comes to how much you want to earn for your family and your husband to maintain your family. But that's pretty simple. You need to know how much it costs to rear a child for one child for at least a year. Do you see what I'm saying? What is your household bills? What is your expenses? Whether you're in a city, what town, city, or area you're in, that's asinine because that's something that's easily discoverable. And the fact that they don't even know it to be able to answer the question lets you know they're living in a fantasy and a delusion. It's 300 grand a year? Who's making 300 grand a year? How many people are doing that?
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, and I make mental health education videos. A delusion is a fixed false belief. And despite evidence that goes against what you believe, you still believe it.
All right, let's get back.
you to feel comfortable and for the man to lead, what do you need? How much money? I don't. It's like it's not a trick question. It just generally.
It could be 100,000.
100,000 could be 50.
I just
But
want to
let's
know.
be real. I love going on loads of holidays,
That's not-
and I pay for myself. So then, is he going to be paying for?
No,
asked-
that's what we're saying.
What-
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
just
yes,
ask the
yes,
question.
yes,
Then,
yes.
so then you can't really put a figure on
Yes,
it
you
because who
can.
knows? You may want to
100
go to
grand,
Dubai
100
this week.
150.
and
No, but do you go Dubai this week? Do you
Listen,
go
man,
there?
But I'm
Are you hearing the conversation? You want to go to Dubai this week? You want to fly out here? What planet are these people living on? Realistically, what planet are they living on? That people are flying to Dubai every day. Again, Betty Friedan, middle and upper class women. What are these women talking about? Are they middle and upper class?
Silence, you funny fool.
Yo. All right.
just saying.
What we're
I'll-
trying to
I'll-
say is that
I'll
But
answer
people
it.
do.
A
Girls.
hu- 150.
Girls these places.
I don't even need
How much?
You do.
No.
You want to have kids, you want a small
Bro.
house, and you want to do the holidays that me and you do.
Exactly. Think about it. And
Support
remember,
your
you're
woman as well.
financing two
So
people.
why can't
and
you
kids.
say 100? So why can't you just say 150
No,
grand?
I obviously just.
Why can't you just say it? 150 grand. I need my man to earn 150 grand. It's simple. Yeah, cool, done. So if a man don't earn 150 grand, he cannot sustain your lifestyle. It's simple. So any man that's trying to come out there, they need
And
to
that's
know.
fine if he can't, but then I need to go to work.
I'm
That's
working.
all. That's point
I'm
blank.
working as well.
Yeah.
You just say this is
No, you see,
specific
they're
on
changing
each
it now. We're
individual.
just asking one question.
Auntie,
They're
my
changing
point
it.
is that in today's day and age, I feel as though, speak my grandmother who I lived with, and I've spent my whole life.
You know what? That's the end of the conversation there for me, man. The brother came in the conversation with, I feel like, bruh. Hold on, let me just do this. Let me just take this out. He says, I feel like. Already that's a feel. How are you going to start as a man? How are you going to start the conversation with I feel like? Anytime I hear a man start a conversation with I feel like, that means you're emoting. You're expressing yourself as a female. And how are you going to be a male expressing yourself as a female talking about I feel like? That's an on goal, bro.
Oh my God!
Yo, these guys are finished.
Life with, yeah, she raised me in that I know that the old school women back in those days, they were to stay at home, look up, they weren't breadwinners, yeah. Majority of the time, they went to look after the babies, cook, clean, this, that, and the other. That's it, yeah. Today's day and age, women.
That's it.
Yeah, but for the most part, it was, yeah. I'm not naive.
You are naive. And again, hold on, let me just do this here. You are naive. You are naive. And not only are you naive, you're ignorant, meaning you do not know. I just read it to you. I can just pull up a simple article and pull it up for you. You know what? Let me just take this off the screen, man, because this guy is just jarring me. Right? Let me take this out of the studio, family, because it's messing up my screen, man. This guy's BS is so mad, it's actually messing up the screen. So let me just share my screen one more time with you, yeah? So you guys can see what it is that Betty Friedan is talking about. Because I don't know where this guy's getting his information from, but clearly he hasn't read a book in his life, bro. He ain't done no research. Bro, you have a smartphone, be smart, use it. Use it. So let's see what she's talking about here. Again, yeah? Let's pull it up. Betty Friedan's famous phrase, the problem that has no name, often quoted and described the plight, often quoted and described in the condition of women in this society, Western society, actually refer to the plight of a select group. Let's say it again, a select group of college educated middle and upper class women. Where she went to get her information was from college and university, meaning those women were getting educated. So to then say that women were not allowed into education is an erroneous lie. To then say women were not able to work and do anything is an erroneous lie, because clearly Betty Friedan herself is a writer and a radical feminist who is moving around working. Is a publicist. And there's women in education, middle class and upper class education. Why were they going into education? To learn what? To do what? They were the housewives that were bored with just leisure. They were bored with sitting around doing nothing. So who was running their household? Who was looking after their children? Who was feeding their husband? Who was cleaning the household? Who was doing all that? Housewives were bored with the home, with children, and with buying products, and they wanted more out of life. Friedan concludes that by her first chapter, stating, "We no longer ignore that voice within women that says, I want something more than my husband, my children, and my household." She defined that there's something more as careers. Do you see it there? Do you see it there? When Betty Friedan wrote The Feminine Mystique, more than 1/3 of all women, working class, middle class, upper class, white women, black women, orange, pink, purple, blue, whatever the case may be, 1/3 of all women were in the workforce. Lies again. Although many women long to be housewives, only women with leisure time and money could actually shape their identities on the model of the feminine mystique. I'm going to read that one more time, and that's how we're closing out. When Betty Friedan wrote The Feminine Mystique, more than 1/3 of all women were in the workforce. Although many women longed to be housewives, only women with leisure, middle and upper class women, had time and money, could actually shape their identities on the model of the feminine mystique, meaning I want to have a career. So before people start opening their mouth talking about how their grandmother was enslaved and how this, that, and the other was women weren't allowed to work, you need to understand these people are talking absolute BS. They're ignorant. They haven't done no history. They haven't done no searching. They haven't done no nothing. This is just absolute clown world.
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
Yeah, backhand. Yeah, double one. Thank you, Kevin Samuels, for that, man. This is absolute craziness. Anyway, guys, with that, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to keep this too long. You see what I'm saying? We're already 45 minutes in. That's the end of the podcast. That's the end of the reaction. Guys, support the channel. Like the video if you like the content. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. You see what I'm saying? Whether you agree, you disagree, you don't like it, you do like it, let me know down below, and I'll be sure to respond because I like reading you guys' comments. Anyway, guys, don't forget to support the channel. The Cash App is down below with the pound sign. The PayPal is there as well. Support the channel, guys. Let's grow this.